I'm not part of that relationship and I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Women hate when their tests don't work.
Welcome back to another Deathicate video. Wait, what's that, Prince Unicorn? You want them all to like the video? Okay. What's that, Prince? They can also join the YouTube or Patreon memberships if they want more? What can I say? He's a smart guy. You know, back in
The
my
bearded dragon is back, and I still cannot get over the fact that his name is Prince.
day, breakups actually meant something. If someone told you, we're breaking up, they actually meant that you were no longer together as a couple. But these days, it's kind of just thrown around a little too willy-nilly as an empty threat, as kind of something to put you in line and get you on your best behavior.
I know so many people who use that as a manipulation tactic to like, oh, if I tell you that we're breaking up, I don't mean we're actually breaking up. I mean that you should be working harder and chase me around a little bit. I just mean that you should be just putting in more effort to chase me around. Bro, get over yourself.
A lot of women, it's actually used as a test. A lot of them are even admitting it. A lot of women use breaking up as a test to see if you'll actually fight for her.
Well, in my situation, it was the opposite. It was the dude that was using in that.
And chase her.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
This has become such a common test, in fact, that we now have access to footage showing what happens when a man does not play the game, does not take the bait, and does not beg for the woman back.
I've had to come all the way here on my day off just because you haven't texted me.
Huh?
Sorry, what?
Why are you acting like that?
Well, because but why are you here?
Because you haven't said anything to me for the past 2 weeks.
Wait, did she break up with him? Then he stopped responding to her because, well, she broke up with him. But now she's at his door harassing him because he didn't fight for her after she broke up with him? That's schizo.
Okay.
You've been going exist no more. Have you seen me?
Okay, but you told me to not to.
Wait, did she just say, have you seen me? Like, she's acting like she's such a catch? Ma'am, you can look as good as you want, but if your personality is literally worse than a poop on a stick, like, anyone is gonna pass.
To not contact you anymore.
That doesn't mean don't contact me. Are you dumb? Like,
what?
Are you actually thick?
You said to me you would appreciate no further contact. You broke up with me.
That was me then.
That was me 24 hours ago. Obviously I didn't mean breakup means a breakup. Obviously.
Doesn't mean you don't speak to me for 2 weeks to even care about my life.
Oh, 2 weeks? wait, but that's what breakup means. You break off the contact. Like, you're like break up, like being in each other's life. Okay, I'm confused.
For all you know. And you just don't care. You don't care about my family. You don't care about my pets.
Why
you
would
don't care
he?
about my cat that you love so much.
Why would he?
Yeah? How am I supposed to contact you, when you've blocked me? You blocked me off Instagram.
Oh my god. So she broke up with him. She blocked him, and then she's demanding why he wasn't contacting her to ask how her family is. Loony bin. Straight to the loony bin.
You blocked my phone. How else am I supposed to contact you?
You're acting like you don't know where I live. You could have come. You could have emailed me. I've got another Instagram. I've got 3 Instagram accounts, and you haven't contacted me.
No way.
How dare you?
You blocked me. You told me to not contact you.
I've literally been waiting for 2 weeks, and you still haven't said anything to me. I'm heartbroken.
But hold on, because when I tried to message you and when I tried to call you, you just ignored me.
Oh.
After text after text after text, and then you sent me a big whole paragraph, explaining, saying, "Oh, the feelings aren't the same anymore," and now you'd appreciate for me to leave you alone.
I don't know why you hate me so much. Like,
There's no way. The level of manipulation and narcissism, yeah, this is holy. I would have probably at that point called the cops, honestly. If like the person is this crazy, just call the cops. Or maybe I'm wrong. No, it's him who's my head hurts. To this day, I still cannot believe that people like this exist. Yeah. I would say call the cop, but the British cops would probably arrest the guy for not falling for this bitch. The delusion. Yeah, I kind of gonna agree with you on this one.
I don't hate
I
you.
hate this.
I don't hate you. Like, I'm just trying to move on.
You should have just killed me. I've been waiting 2 weeks. I
What?
could have been doing something else. I could have started dating again. No, I spent all of my time waiting on you to text me back. Oh,
Skill
I've come
issue.
all this way, and you couldn't even just come and knock at my door and speak to me face
Well,
to face.
because you live an hour away.
Just because I blocked you doesn't mean you're actually blocked. What's wrong with you?
Wait, what? How does that work? Someone do the math for me. How does that work? Just because I blocked you doesn't mean you're blocked. Math is not exactly mathing in my brain right now.
You told me to leave you alone.
Well,
This is why I hate men. I don't know why I even bother with you.
Why?
Honestly.
Why? Hold a minute, yeah. What? I've done nothing wrong. You told me to leave you alone. I've left you alone now. And now what?
If someone told you to jump off a cliff, would you jump off a cliff? I told you to block me. It doesn't mean that you literally need to block me and never speak to me ever again.
I hate her. I have nothing good to say.
I'm trying to give you
Like,
what you
I mean, I have nothing nice to say about her. Holy hell. I'm not part of that relationship and I'm exhausted.
want.
That is not what I want, though. How many times do I have to tell you what I want?
But the thing is, I don't know what you want. That's the thing. That's why I just left you alone, because you told me you want me to leave you alone, and I've left you alone.
Now, you can't even come and show your face. You can't even come downstairs and speak to me.
Well,
I'm
yeah, because
so
I don't
glad
want
he's
to.
not.
I hate you so much.
What do you want me to do?
Unblock me.
Why?
But you blocked me.
I keep forgetting that little detail. She's begging him to unblock her, but she's the one who blocked him. Is she okay? Genuine question. Is she on drugs?
Well, I mean, you unblocked. Hold on, I'll do it right now.
See, this is why we as women can't have nice things. Because we try to come together, all of us, men and women, and tell people consent really matters and no means no. And then here you are showing up on your blocked ex's doorstep.
That's a really good point. She said no, he respected the no, but now she's telling him, why are you accepting the no? That's actually a really good point.
Telling him consent doesn't matter, no doesn't mean no, and if you don't violate her.
And the reality is, if he would have continued try to keep contact with her, she would have probably milked it for content or called the cops on him.
Her boundaries, you hate her? We don't claim her. We don't claim that one. So let me get this straight. She drives an hour out of her way to her ex's house to show up and say, "How dare you not contact me?" After I very specifically told you not to contact me when I look like this. That is a literal direct antithesis to the whole, well, what were you wearing argument. Like, we as women have been trying to explain to men that it doesn't matter how a woman looks or how a woman dresses.
Yeah, this is such a horrible double standard. She just literally pushed down women several stages.
You still can't violate her boundaries. So it doesn't matter if she is a 10 out of 10 absolute bombshell. If she says no, every man should respect that no, the same as an uggo's no.
And now he's catching flag because he respected the no. I don't understand this world.
And then we find out that he actually did try to chase her. He actually did try.
Every day I find more reasons why men don't date anymore. Yeah, but the problem, you see, the problem here is men decided or deciding now not to date, and they get AI girlfriends and stuff, or start getting into anime waifus, and that is still a problem that men now don't want women. Men cannot win.
try to fight for her the first time she did this. He sent her text message after text message and call after call, just like she describes apparently wanting, even though she told him that she didn't want it. And she rejected him. She told him in very plain English,
Exactly.
do not contact me, and then made it virtually impossible for him to contact her. I know they're in the UK, but here in the US, 2 instances of unwanted contact after someone has told you not to contact them constitutes as harassment and could earn you an ex parte PPO, a personal protection order, a restraining order. And can you imagine if she did get an ex parte restraining order against him and he didn't know about it because they're still in effect even if you aren't served? He would be violating it just by her being there and him talking to her and interacting.
I did not know that. I wonder how many people did abuse that in the past too. Oh, damn.
With her. I mean, she has put this dude in a really bad spot. It was also crazy to me
I don't think I even heard of that ever in my life.
too when he's trying to explain to her that he literally could not contact her because she blocked him on everything. And she brings up, well, I have a billion other Instagram accounts. Why can't you find my alts? I thought she was going to suggest, why can't you make your own alts? But no, she actually takes it a step further and says, you should have driven an hour out to my house. Fellas, I don't know who needs to hear this. Probably none of you, because most of you are pretty reasonable men. But I don't care what this woman says. Under no circumstance.
No. There is at least one man out there who needs to listen. If you're with crazy like this, you're better off alone than dealing with potential crazy for life. You don't want to be stuck in a relationship with people like that. They're gonna ruin your life. They're gonna ruin you mentally and potentially physically.
If a woman has told you to never contact her again and has blocked you in every pathway possible, do you drive an hour to her house to continue trying to talk to her at her residence? Dudes lose their lives that way. The how dare you also completely took me out. How dare he what? Accept a breakup like a man? Because fellas, that's the only thing you can do. If you get dumped, like there's no pleading your case in court. There's no filing an appeal. Like you gotta take it. Like women are really not setting each other up for success when we try to signal to men that they have to fight for us after we've dumped them. Because the vast majority of us, when we break up with someone, wants to be broken up with them.
Yeah, but you see, she's talking about normal people. I don't think we're dealing with a normal person. I think this is like a class A psychopath.
We do not want to continue fighting about it. And gentlemen, I'm sure you can agree. If you break up with a girl, you don't want her showing up at your house, showing up at your work, blowing up your phone. She's doing all this emotional manipulating, trying to say that he clearly hates her. She says, just because you're blocked.
I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that he moved on and she found out that he moved on. So it's not that she necessarily did want him back, it's because she wanted him to pine over her. Like she wanted him to be miserable that she's no longer part of her life. I'm like more leaning towards that. That she's just unhappy that he's not miserable. I think my theory about these tests are proven by this event. Yeah. If I cannot have him, nobody can. Or like it just in general. If I think it's more like oh, he's not miserable about me not being in his life anymore. Let's harass him.
Doesn't mean you're actually blocked. That's not how that works. And she says, if someone tells you to jump off a cliff, you wouldn't do it. So if someone blocks you, it doesn't mean you're blocked. Holy false comparison.
It's just crazy.
A more apt comparison would be if someone tells you that you're blocked, that doesn't mean you should try to contact them on alts. It's crazy that she's comparing literally jumping off a bridge to having regular contact with her. Like, I don't think she realized that in that analogy, the smarter thing to do as you reject jumping off of the bridge.
Well, if nothing else, she at least solidified to him why it's a good thing that they're broken up. I think she just did do a massive favor to him, even if he was sad that they broke up, he probably isn't after that experience.
is to not contact her. And finally, very funny that she was very mad at the concept that he could possibly hate her and then just straight up tells him that she definitely does hate him. All I can say is, at the end of the day, this does not survive the gender swap test. She shows up here and it's really just like an annoyance, something silly, something we can post online and all point and laugh at. If a man did this, people would literally be like doxing him, trying to find his workplace, get him fired from every single thing. They would be giving her legal resources, hooking her up with free
Yeah, that's true.
lawyers. Like, dude would probably be in jail by the end of the day. But honestly, I do think law enforcement is getting less and less tolerant of women doing this BS too.
I
think
hope
more
so.
and more of these kinds of tests that result in these kinds of reactions are going to see
I think behavior like that definitely warrants an arrest.
punitive results criminally. And it's just so sad that these future generations' only ideas for retaining a relationship are these kinds of weird tests and games that are designed to force them into allegiance or something, instead of just staying together and working on things as equals who have compassion and respect for each other. And pop culture isn't really helping. On almost every social media app that you can possibly go on, every video is just dragging men, telling women
Yeah.
to break up with their boyfriends, divorce their husbands. Men ain't shit. They're all
It's not even just on social media, like the crazy people showing their true colors. It's also in games itself. Like, you look at any medium, you will see guys being dragged through mud. It's pretty it's pretty harsh. And I'm actually kind of glad I don't have to be a guy in this day and age. This seems like it feels like a landmine you constantly have to navigate not to step on one.
terrible. So it's like women's knee-jerk reaction anytime they're frustrated with a man is to just dump him instantly. But there are no perfect men. There are no perfect women. In fact, there's something called the hedgehog theory, which states that
Huh?
the more two people get closer together, the more they poke at each other. And just like hedgehogs hibernate and they have to get closer and closer together to stay warm, they poke at each other the most to survive. If we can't get thicker skin as a human species around
I don't really like this theory, but maybe I also don't fully understand that. But my understanding that if you're actually a decent partner in the relationship, you're not supposed to poke each other. Like, you shouldn't even have that feeling that you want to poke your partner. Okay, but maybe I'm not understanding the theory either.
we are going to be so miserable forever. You can see she wanted things to work with him, which understandable because he seems like a really reasonable guy. But she was lied to. She was conditioned to believe that the smartest way for her to deal with every issue with a man is to just get rid of him. And as it turns out, maybe that's not what she really wanted to do. Maybe she actually liked that man. Maybe he was actually making her life better. Despite what the internet tells you, men actually have that effect on people sometimes. There's a lot to learn from this situation, right? A lot to take away from this. We can't be crashing out over breakups. We can't be staging breakups for some kind of a stronger reaction. We can't be using breakups as an empty threat. But I'm curious to know what your guys' reaction to all of this was. Do you think there's ever an okay time to try to
This is nothing new. People have been doing this for a very long time. I think the first viral video of that I've seen, it was this chick that was just crying in a video saying that if I tell you to go bye bye, it doesn't mean that you should go bye bye. Something like that. And it was like the dumbest thing I've seen. And that was like I think it was over 7 years ago itself. I don't understand the logic of like you wanting and needing them to chase you after you broke up with them and block them. And then you show up weeks later like a schizo at the door, accusing them and attacking them for not chasing you around after you blocked them and broke up with them. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. And honestly, like, you just stay safe. Like, don't fall for crazy. Sometimes it's better to be alone than to be shackled to a crazy. No, we be stepping on those landmines and we're still blamed for them being kicked under our feet. Oh.